Welcome to Scrum Masters Elite_UK. Let's break down the Kobe Steelers vs Canon Eagles match, where Brodie Retallick reaffirmed his class, and professional sport revealed itself with all its glory and challenges. Subscribe to the channel to follow deeper insights into rugby. The article about the match between Kobelco Kobe Steelers and Yokohama Canon Eagles in the 2025-26 Japanese rugby season is not merely a sports report. It opens up many profound reflections on individual form, collective resilience, the harshness of the professional competitive environment, and even the paradoxes within coaching careers. Reading the entire piece carefully, I clearly felt a story interwoven between the spotlight of former world-class stars and the challenging reality they face as they enter new chapters of their careers. The biggest highlight, and also the most striking emotional note, is the image of Brodie Retallick, a former All Blacks lock, thriving in Japan. For me personally, Retallick is not just a great player, but a true symbol of what a professional athlete should be: disciplined, resilient, and always capable of leaving a mark in any environment. The fact that he keeps scoring tries, even leading the league's scoring charts, sends a very clear message: real class is not limited by age or by the level of competition, but is expressed through attitude and commitment. Before this match, Retallick had already been on an impressive run of form. What I admire is not only the number of tries he has scored, but also his consistency. In a collision-heavy sport like rugby, maintaining a high level of performance across many rounds is extremely difficult. His continued scoring, playmaking, and central role in Kobe Steelers' game show that he did not come to Japan to wind down or play on reputation alone, but truly sees this as a serious challenge.
The match against Canon Eagles was the clearest proof of Retallick's value. Although the opponents were bottom of the table, the game itself was far from easy. Kobe did not dominate from the outset, and even found themselves at a disadvantage after being reduced to 14 men in the first half. In that context, staying calm, avoiding tactical chaos, and persistently executing their game plan demonstrated the composure of a top team. And at the heart of that composure, Retallick was the difference maker. The second half left me feeling both excited and anxious. Excited to see Kobe Steelers explode, scoring repeatedly and building what seemed like a safe lead. Yet at the same time, I felt uneasy, wondering whether they could maintain their focus. Reality once again proved that at the elite level of sport, no advantage is ever absolute. Canon Eagles, despite not having won a single match, showed admirable fighting spirit and came close to producing a remarkable comeback. Emotionally, I was truly impressed by the way Canon Eagles refused to give up. Even when trailing heavily, they fought until the final minutes, even launching attacks from behind their own try line. That moment clearly embodied the true spirit of sport, where victory is not the sole objective, but also honor and the desire to prove oneself. Jesse Kriel, with his 2 tries, personified that spirit. He not only scored points, but reignited hope for the entire team. Yet it was precisely at that most tense moment that Brodie Retallick once again asserted his class. His decisive tackle, completely shutting down Canon Eagles' final opportunity, was not only an outstanding defensive play, but also a symbolic one. It showcased his leadership, game awareness, and uncompromising mindset, qualities forged on the biggest stages in world rugby. For me, that moment may have been even more valuable than a try. This victory extended Kobe Steelers' unbeaten run to 5 matches, an encouraging achievement when viewed against the club's recent history. The article's reference to the golden era of 2018, when Kobe enjoyed an 18-match winning streak under Wayne Smith, evokes a strong sense of nostalgia. It reminds readers that rugby, like many sports, moves in cycles, peaks, declines, and relentless efforts to reclaim former glory. The presence of former All Blacks legends such as Andy Ellis and Dan Carter in that championship-winning squad further highlights the contrast with the present. Comparing past and present, I clearly feel the pressure on those now striving to write the next chapter of Kobe's history. While the scale may not yet be directly comparable, what Retallick is showing suggests he could well become the new symbol of this era, alongside Kobe's success and Retallick's brilliance. The article also introduces a more somber tone when discussing the struggles of coaches formerly associated with the All Blacks. This made me reflect deeply. In the minds of many fans, names like Steve Hansen, Ian Foster, and Leon MacDonald are synonymous with success and resounding victories on the international stage. Yet the reality of Japan's league has proven far more unforgiving. Canon Eagles' continued slide into defeat illustrates that club rugby, especially in a new environment, demands different skills and approaches than international coaching. A great coach does not always succeed in every context. This does not diminish their value, rather, it reflects the complexity and multidimensional nature of coaching. The case of Toyota Verblitz also left me with a sense of regret. A team led by high-profile names and packed with quality players, yet suffering a dramatic decline. A winless streak, a high number of points conceded, and the looming threat of relegation playoffs all demonstrate that past reputation does not guarantee present success. Sport is brutally fair in this way. Results on the field, or pitch, are the ultimate measure. Details about Pieter-Steph du Toit's long-term injury and rumors that Aaron Smith might leave the team further darken the picture. They show that a team faces not only tactical pressure, but also personnel issues, psychological strain, and long-term uncertainty. In this sense, I strongly feel how fragile success in sport can be. When a few key pieces falter, the entire system can wobble. At this moment, I have many mixed emotions. There is admiration for Brodie Retallick and his outstanding form. There is joy in seeing Kobe Steelers maintain their unbeaten run. But there is also concern and empathy for teams struggling to find a way forward. What I appreciate most is how the story does not merely celebrate victory, but fully reflects both the bright and dark sides of the competition. From a personal perspective, I believe Retallick's story in Japan is a major source of inspiration for young athletes. It reminds us that a sporting career does not end when one leaves the biggest leagues, but can open up meaningful new chapters if the hunger and commitment remain. At the same time, the difficulties faced by famous coaches are a lesson in humility and adaptability. Ultimately, I want to reflect the true nature of professional sport. A place where glory and failure coexist, where every individual and every collective must constantly prove their worth. For me, that is exactly what makes rugby, and sport in general, so compelling, authentic, and emotionally rich.
The Kobe Steelers vs Canon Eagles match shows that true class lies not in reputation, but in spirit and dedication, just as Brodie Retallick demonstrated. To keep following in-depth analyses from stories like this, please subscribe to the Scrum Masters Elite _UK channel.